If I had $5 for every person that said to me, I've tried everything, my cat is too picky, I tried it and my cat hates it, probably get these comments every single day. If I actually got paid for those comments, I would never have to work ever again. But I've also had people tell me I've tried everything and nothing worked until I actually followed your transition plan. So I'm going to talk about my transition plan. It's specifically formulated for picky cats because, I mean, all cats are picky, not just your cat. I hate to break it to you, but all cats are picky. These are natural instincts that are ingrained in all cats. They are very reluctant to change. So I took those and put it into my transition plan, and we're going to move along based on what our cat prefers. So I created a digital workbook and also a printable planner. This is going to help you stay organized, help you stay on track, help you keep track of what's working and what's not working, which is super important for tracking your progress. And these are perfectly aligned with my website guide and my YouTube video guide. So the digital workbook has a nice little planner cover and a welcome page and how to use, and then a disclaimer. You know, all cats are picky and it's gonna take time and dedication and patience as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we have journal prompts. And this is very important because this is going to help you establish your why. And your why behind it is very, very important because when your cat gets picky, when your cat gets frustrated and stubborn and doesn't want to eat the new food and it's just like, no, I just want my dry, crunchy, carb-rich candies and cookies, kibble. These prompt questions are going to help you realize, okay, this is why I appreciate my cat. This is why I love my cat. This is why I want my cat to be in my life longer. This is why it's important for me to feed a more fresh food diet, whether it's wet or raw, doesn't matter. Whatever works for you and your cat. So there's lots of journal prompts. And then this next page is called Positive Pauses. So you're gonna take some recurring themes from your journal prompts and put them on each of these pauses, just like one bite-sized piece of everything that you learned from your journal prompts. And this is going to help you be positive because the way that you feel and your energy, and like, if you're just gonna doubt and be fearful, then your cat's gonna be doubtful and fearful because they pick up on that. They don't have social media distracting them like we do. They're very sensitive to that stuff. So it's important for us to stay positive. I know it sounds silly, but it's true. If you're feeling anxious and stressed, there's actually a study where dogs mimic our fears and our stresses because of the certain way our sweat smells and just the way that we are, like our mannerisms, the way we carry ourselves. So it isn't woo-woo. It's just like, there's a study based on it. So you have the positive pauses. Then you're going to fill out where to find your motivation, inspiration, and encouragement. Again, you need to come back to these because your cat's going to be picky, your cat's going to be stubborn, you're going to hit some roadblocks, and having this in place before you start is going to be super helpful so that you don't have to scramble or you don't just give in and pour the dry food. Now, my transition plan includes what I call the PURR plan, so PURR, which stands for Plan, Upgrade, Routine, Repeat. And this is what you're going to do every single month. You're going to have a plan because when you have a plan, you're less stressed, you're less overwhelmed, you know exactly what to do, and again, you're not going to cave and just, give the dry food when your cat gets picky. Then you're going to upgrade, so you're going to focus on the upgrade for the rest of the month, one change per month because that's what our cats prefer. In addition to being picky, they're also extremely sensitive to food changes, so you don't want to rush it, you don't want to go too quickly, you don't want to do too many changes at once because it's going to be difficult to pinpoint what's actually causing the reaction. Then routine, as I mentioned, cats prefer routine. This is an instinct that they have from the wild. And then repeat. So you're going to repeat the routine and also repeat plan, upgrade, routine, repeat in each month. Then you're going to set your monthly goals. So here I've already put it out for you for month 1, scheduled meal times. Super important for cats, especially those eating dry food. You typically leave the bowl out all day. They just eat when they want, whenever they want. And then you try to feed them new food and they're like, I don't want it. I know that you're just gonna put down dry food, so that's what I'm gonna eat later. Scheduled meal times teaches your cat that what you put down is what your cat eats. And I know it kind of sounds like do what I say. But we are responsible for our cats. Think of it, if you had a child, like, you wouldn't just give them dessert without finishing their actual food, right? Month 2, replace the treats. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of those crunchy carb treats because the fewer carbs, the better. You don't want your cat eating fresh food diets and then also the carb-rich treats, because then they're gonna start holding off for those treats because they know that you're gonna cave. They have you trained very well. Jericho has me trained very well too. Month 3, fresh food toppers. So now that you have scheduled meal times and you've replaced all of the treats with healthy alternatives, you're going to add some fresh food toppers to your cat's food. And you can use freeze-dried raw treats. I think this is great, especially if you're feeding dry food. That can serve as your treats and also as the fresh food topper. Then month 4, you're going to transition food. Please don't skip to step 4. Step 1, 2, and 3 are extremely beneficial. Again, scheduled meal times is crucial, and replacing those treats and using the fresh food toppers is an easy and quick, but also very simple, without going all in, way to help your cat get used to eating better quality ingredients. That's going to make the transition to food much easier. Plus, buying healthy treats and some fresh food toppers is much cheaper than committing to 10 pounds of new food that you're not really sure if your cat's even going to eat it. But if he's eating at scheduled meal times, he's eating healthy treats, he's having fresh food toppers on his current food, he's more likely to accept the new food. Then I also have a trackers tab. So within the plan, which is in my website and my videos, you're going to go to the vet. So I have a sheet dedicated to that. You're going to establish routine scheduled meal times. So I have a feeding chart for that. You can put down tips and tricks, likes and dislikes. Very important to track what's working and what's not working for your specific cat. Next, food transition. So in my website and in the video, I explain the food transition. So each day you're going to add an extra 5% of the new food and take away an extra 5% of the current food. So day 1, for example, 95%, 5% split, then 90-10, then 85-15, etc. There's also a weight tracker. It's important to track our cat's weight, especially if your cat's overweight. Go through the transition plan first, get your cat onto better quality food, then you can start reducing the amount of food fed. You might even notice that your cat might shed a few pounds as you transition to a high moisture, low carb food. I also have a product reviews tracker, so you can keep track of, again, what's working, what's not working, what your cat likes, what your cat doesn't like. Are there certain proteins that he likes? Are there certain textures that he likes? All of these things are going to help you fine tune what food is going to work best for your cat. And I've also included recommendations for products in the transition plan, so you can test them out, review them based on what your cat likes. Also an expenses tracker, so you can keep track of your expenses. So for each of the months, there's going to be an index page. This is for the digital planner. And there's going to be these instructions tab that leads to my website guide for month 1, scheduled meal times instructions. And then month 2, where you're going to replace the treats, that leads to the instructions on my website for replacing your treats. And each month you're going to have a goal planner for the entire month. So what is your focus? Plan, upgrade, routine, repeat. Again, this will be, you'll fill this out based on what my website guide says and what my video guide says. Then you're going to have a weekly plan, what you're going to focus on for plan, upgrade, routine, repeat, and also a habit tracker. So if you want to track your cat's weight once a week, put that here, write down, weigh your cat, and then you can go back to the weight tracker. You can track how you're playing, activity is great. I also talked about that in my transition plan. And you can also track your cat's litter box habits. That's definitely helpful. And then it also includes an end of week review. So what worked, what didn't work, how can I do better next week? All of this tracking is going to help you pinpoint what's working and what's not working for your individual cat. I said all cats are picky, but that's species related. But at the end of the day, every cat is also an individual. So we have to do what works best for them. So there's 5 of those, for each week. And then at the end of the month, you also have a journal page. So you can write whatever you want, and you can talk about your cat's day. If it doesn't, fit in the tracker, or you can talk about what you want to try. And for the printable version, obviously you can print as many as you want. For the digital version, you can always duplicate pages. So you're going to have the dates and the weight, the food amount, and the body condition score. Again, all of this is included in my transition plan, website, and video. So you would go to the plus page and you can do current template, and it's going to duplicate the page. Even if you've written on it, it'll duplicate the page blank. You can check out my transition plan video right over 𝐤𝐄𝐄 to see if this is right for you. I've also included the website guide and the printable and digital workbook version in the description and the pinned comment. Thank you so much for watching.